Okay, we're live. It always takes me a second. But hi guys. As you can see, I have a wonderful guest with me today.
Hi
Rachel, you
everyone.
wanna
Yeah.
introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. Hi. I'm so excited to be here. I'm Rachel. I run the YouTube channel Rachel Writes on YouTube. I make writing videos. And I also participated in NaNoWriMo this year, which was a lot of fun, and I won, which was exciting.
Yeah, Rachel is one of our YouTube guides for this year. Pretty sure, yeah, she was also one last year. So you can like check out her channel and see her videos. Because even if it's not Nano, they're still great videos. Um, so yeah, it's our last virtual write-in for the um this year, which always makes me a little sad, but it's okay, guys. And congrats to everyone who wrote during the annual. Even if you didn't win, you wrote, and I still think that's pretty great. And no matter your workout, we're proud of you. Um, so yeah, we don't really have announcements because it's December, but feel free to check out our event page because even though Nano is over, there's still a bunch of meetups and you can go to and have fun at. And also our Now What resources are always there to help you with editing and revising. If you're on that process, like at that stage yet, I'm personally not at that stage yet, but some of you might be done. And also, oh yeah, our winter shirt pre-orders and December 2nd, I think, pretty sure, and that's tomorrow. So make sure you go get it if you want. Get a little yourself a little something. Anyway, so you excited to start writing a bit, Rachel?
I'm really excited. I was really focused on like my nano project the whole month, of course. I feel like, a lot of people were really wrapped up in it. But I have some other writing that I really got to do. So I'm excited to kind of jump back into it and then kind of like play with both of my projects that I'm sort of juggling right now. Mhm.
Oh yeah, I feel that. Like I have like I actually have something that's like due tomorrow, and I'm like, I did not write that at all.
I
So
relate. I relate.
anyway, okay guys, so even though it's December, it's still great for y'all to get some writing done because writing never stops. So we got a little writing sprint for y'all. Um, the theme for this today is I think like celebration, relaxation. The prompts I picked are like what I think relaxing is. Maybe it's not how you relax, but I hope you still have fun with them. Okay, so our first um our first writing prompt is gonna be 5 minutes, and we are writing a scene where your characters hang out with a fuzzy friend, like a pet or a random stray. So a joy moment of pure fluff. And as always, if that doesn't work for you, you can write whatever you want, do whatever sparks joy in your writing process. Okay, so we'll have that posted in the chat in a little bit. And don't worry about the time, I got it, guys. So in 5 minutes, so right at 1:40. So let's write, guys. Okay, there's like 20 seconds left of the sprint. So y'all can start wrapping up, giving us uh, your word count or what you wrote. Oh. And there we go. Welcome back, everyone. So how was that sprint for you, Rachel?
It was pretty good. I unfortunately am in the middle of like a really like tense moment in my book. So I pivoted. I was like, I don't think I could fit a fuzzy. I wish I could. I wish I could, but I pivoted to a story that I have to edit, which was really actually just quite productive. I managed to get through like the first 4 paragraphs and I'm really trying to tighten it up. So it went really well for me.
Oh, that's actually pretty like a good amount for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, no, I think it went really successfully.
I did write a little fuzzy scene because I was like, I'm just gonna write something random. I'm not convinced I like know grammar at the moment because like I don't know about you, but when I write for Nano, I like forget about grammar and just start writing whatever. And I don't think I still remember it at the moment.
That's for later, like when I am doing nano writing or in general just writing, I mean, I just intuit grammar and then I fix it later.
Okay, seeing some word counts and coming in. Oh, Banana Fee asked a question for Rachel. Are you a planner or a pantser?
Yeah, I'm a pantser. I mean, I think the terms, like it depends, like people identify with both or like as a planter or whatever. Some people might think that I'm a planter, but I mean, I've been writing for almost 10 years and I stick with the pantser label, depends on the project. I might like have, to do more planning depending on it, or some I don't, but most of the time I'm just pantsing, which is very fun. I like it. It works for my brain.
Yeah, seeing people like talking about how they're like still finishing up their book or doing something else.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm also in the boat where I'm like finishing up a project. That was sort of my goal for November. So that's been exciting, I think, to get like further and further into it. So I relate to everyone in the chat trying to kind of finish everything up. It's like the end of the year. It's, we want to tie up the loose ends.
Yeah, true. For like my nano novel, I'm doing like I know some people call the first draft like the discovery draft. So that's what 100% I was doing. And I'm still not done. But I think I found like the actual plot thread like when I hit like 50K and I was like, well, better late than never.
No, that's so awesome. Yeah, to eventually find it. I know that feeling. It's exciting, and you're also like, oh wow, like there's so much to explore still, which is
Yeah.
really fun.
Mm. And I think it's funny like when you like talk about like planner or pantsing, the other side's always like, how do you do it?
I know, I've seen the comments. I know. I mean, I think there's so much to admire. Like for like me as a pantser, I admire like planners so much. Like, and there are things that like I kind of adopt on both sides. I think it really depends on what I like to do is just focus on what the project needs. And I think that's kind of exciting about writing, about how things can like change depending on what you're writing.
Yeah. People have different, just do whatever. Like they have different styles, paces. Who knows what they want to do?
Yeah.
And it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Also to the chat, we might not get to them, but if you have like questions for Rachel, like as like answered last one, feel free to like ask them and we'll try to like fit them. Anyway, I do have like a funny prompt question discussion thing. I was like, you know what's fun when you're celebrating games? And this isn't like that much of a game, but we'll play a little Would You Rather with little writing scenarios. So people in the chat, feel free to answer whatever. you choose. Try not to go like in between. Like I feel like that defeats the purpose if you're like, I'm kind of both. Okay. And we can take turns like asking them if you want. Okay. But I'll start because I know you write a lot of short stories. So I
Mhm.
had to like ask, would you rather
Mhm.
write short stories or novels?
This is so hard. I know you just said don't go in the middle, but I'm like, this is impossible. I think I would rather, oh, this is so hard. I maybe write short stories. Because novels, I mean, short stories are hard, but you can kind of, there's a lot to explore in a short story. You can really
Mhm.
zone in on smaller moments. And it's not that there's not a lot to explore in novels. This is so hard. Um, but I think for me, it like I like to be able to kind of complete things a bit more frequently. Um, I've written a lot of novels, so you'd think it would be novels, but I love short stories. I don't think I could stop writing them. So I'm like, I think,
Mhm.
if at this point I just had to put the novel aside, I'd be like, okay, I'll just write, or maybe I could get around it by writing linked short stories.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think mm, it's hard for me because I like mostly do short stories, but I really like the process of a novel. But like I'm more productive with short stories because it's just more contained and you can like probably have like a better idea of like the ending or like how it's gonna go. And for a novel, it can be like there's just so much that goes to a novel. But I do
Right.
like both.
Right. Yeah, they're really great. It's so hard, I think, to pick because you're right. Like short stories are so contained and that can be really fun, like to play with. Yeah. Should I
Okay.
ask the second one?
Yeah.
Yeah. So would you rather write a scene with only dialogue or write a scene of only description?
Okay. For me, it has to be dialogue because I'm really bad at description.
Right.
Like for me, description has is something I have to like go through like the editing process like like 10 or 20 times just for like me describing like outside because I don't know how to describe outside. It's so hard for me. While like my only problem with dialogue is like finding the voice of the character
Right.
because like especially in first drafts, I just write like I feel like they all sound like me
Mhm.
just talking. But I think I enjoy finding their voice a lot more than writing description.
No, I really relate. This one is also so hard. I think I think I would probably write description, which is interesting because I love dialogue. I think it might depend on the genre too. Like, but because I don't know, that's tough because I'm thinking of like one of my characters right now, and I'm like, I would be so sad if I could never write his dialogue ever again. But I think like I would like I've tried to write screenplays before and I struggle to like really get through like and push a story
Mhm.
through dialogue where description sometimes I do write, for example, short stories that are super description heavy, so I'll have to say description on that one, but this is so hard.
Looking at the chat, I feel like there's more dialogue,
I
but
see a
there's a
lot
good
of
number of
dialogue.
description. I can see
Mhm.
both sides, honestly. It just depends what you like better.
I think it also depends on the day too, because if
Yeah.
I'm having a really good dialogue day, like sometimes writing descriptions is just so like hard, and it would be really sad if I had to only write descriptions when I was like on, doing really well with the dialogue. So
Hmm. Um, okay. So our next one, um, wait, actually hold on. Because I see some people asking like, how do you have your characters like develop a unique voice?
mhm.
And I feel like that's something that could only really come with like writing a bunch and editing.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it's so interesting. Voice is one of those things that really does come with time. I think I noticed when I look back at my old work and I kind of look at the voice like, oh, why are they so similar? It's just one of those things I think that takes time and like patience and really like understanding a character as a person as well, because it's even hard to observe like your like how you yourself speak. So it could be interesting to even, you know, a lot of people recommend like people watching, you know, when you're trying to understand how to write voice or whatever, because it's even if you're like listening to a TV show, for example, how do those characters talk and like what's the differences? Um, yeah.
Yeah. And also this is just because from like I like to write like a bunch. This might not apply to you if you're like in fantasy setting, but like if you're like using like text messages or letters, I feel like that's a great way to like explore it because like not everyone writes text messages like the same way, and you can like explore like little things about your character through that.
No, I think that's so interesting as well, because the way that I text, like I will often use like YOU and just the letter U. Like I think it shows a lot about who I am as a person. Like when I'm in like texting, but like emails, I will communicate differently. And then, you know, obviously when I'm actually verbally speaking, it's different too. So even like emojis and stuff, those are interesting ways to like think about, you know, what emojis would your characters use or would they not use them at all?
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna go to our next one because I think this is a fun one. So would you rather have your novel be adapted into a TV show or a movie?
I would love a TV show. I think a TV show would be ideal. It's funny because this Nano project, I had to adapt it as a TV show for a
Mhm.
class. And so I already have sort of the idea for it laid out. Not that, you know, I don't know if it would necessarily like the way that I have written it right now work as a show, but the reason why I would love a TV show is because like I think they work so well, especially like limited series, like they can
Mhm.
work so well at really feeling like a novel. You know, you look at the Queen's Gambit, for example, on Netflix, and
Mhm.
that's basically just like an extended movie. And the episodes really do feel like chapters. So I love TV for that reason. I also saw somebody online say today, I like TV better because I don't have to choose what to watch. And I was like, that's so true. Like, because the next episode comes and I love that. So I think TV show for me.
Mhm. Yeah, I feel like at least for the project I'm working on right now, I feel like it would work better as a TV show.
Mhm.
But I'm also like, because there's like some sci-fi elements. I'm like, okay, maybe a TV show won't have the budget for that, but a movie would. But I think I go for TV show just because I like the character exploration you can
Right.
get from TV shows a lot more, I think. Even if
Mhm.
the like the special effects are not the best sometimes, it's okay.
Mhm. Yeah, I think TV is really fun because you can even like explore more subplots kind of or like
Oh,
side characters. Um there might be more room. I think I saw someone say that in the chat. There's like more room to sort of explore.
I like someone saying, Minin says a movie that actually has every scene in it. So even if it's a 5 hour long movie.
That could be an option too.
Yeah, I mean, not if it's your book, might as well just go that long.
Yeah, it's like an expose. I would watch that too. I mean, I think that's another option. Yeah.
Just watch a really long movie.
Yeah. Should I ask the last one? Because this
Yeah.
one looks so fun. So would you rather go on a date with your protagonist or your villain?
Uh, okay, for me, um, man, that's actually kind of hard. I feel like I have more fun with like my protagonist because like we have like um a lot of things we can like relate to with each other. But I feel hmm, like my villain would be like if it's just like a 1 day date, I just want to see what happens. Like, because I know she's like very she's like I think she'd be fun on like an arcade date because she's very competitive. And so I want
Mhm.
to at least do that.
Oh, that could be so fun. Yeah, I think like I'm also competitive, so I think the competition could be fun on a date. This one is like I mean it's not tough because I hate my villain. I would definitely not want to spend any time with him. My protagonist, I would love to have a friendship date. I've
Yeah.
always said this, like I think for like years, if I could just if one of my characters come to life, it would be my protagonist because he's the best and we would have so much fun. Like we're the same in a way. So like we like similar things and we like or we act similarly, but also he's like the way more like extroverted version of me. So it would
Yeah.
be ideal to do things that I am too afraid to do in public.
Yeah. I like the idea of like a friendship date because I think that's what I'd like take my protagonist on
Mhm.
because like yeah, we're similar in a lot of ways, but she's like more like friendly. Well, I'm not what it makes it sound like I'm really mean, but like she's more like outgoing and friendly to
Yeah.
people. And I also like I know like I wouldn't like want to like go on a date like a romantic date with her because like she has like a relationship with someone and I'm like okay I don't want to break them up. They're too
me,
cute.
me too. Yeah, no, I think like a little going out with a friend could be fun. I wish, one day you could maybe in the future they'll create a technology where you can bring your fictional character to life. That would be so much fun.
Hmm. Okay. So that's great, but we do need it right. Um, so this one might be a little bit, okay, yeah, I'll give us a little time. I might cut it a little bit. So the next prompt is to go with our celebration team theme. Your characters are going out to a restaurant. Where do they go? What do they eat? Can they even decide somewhere to go? Maybe it's just a scene of them arguing of the food. And of course, if that doesn't work for you, just keep on writing. Um, I think I'll actually make this 8. Oh, what the? Oh, yeah, 8 minutes. Yeah, so we have a little more time for the last one. So yeah, I'll make this an 8 minute sprint. I know it's kind of weird. So we'll end at 04. Get writing, guys. Okay, there's like 30 seconds left. So we all start wrapping up. Give us our word counts. What you write. What are you working on? Then you'll hear my alarm in a second. Oh, there we go. Okay. So how was that for you?
It went pretty well. I'm still editing the story, but funnily it did like fit under the prompt because the characters are like at a restaurant. Well, it's like a food truck, but it was so interesting to actually kind of write more of it in. I think this story needs more expansion. So that was a good prompt for that. Because there's some more stuff I want to explore.
Oh, it's so funny how it was lined up like
Yeah.
perfectly. I didn't write that much for that one because I was also like, you know what? I don't actually know where they would eat. And so it was me like trying to decide half the time. And I just couldn't decide.
Restaurants are hard. Ordering food is my nightmare because I'm so bad at decisions.
Yeah, every time I go to a restaurant or like we plan to go to one, I'm like, okay, I need to like know the menu and like decide like 5 hours before or we're not ordering it.
Or I get the same thing if I've been there before, like every single time.
Hmm. I see some people, yeah, they're continuing other things.
Mhm.
Uh, I like how someone said, I miss going to food trucks. I also miss going to food trucks.
I don't think I've ever been to a food truck. Like I should have. Like I've seen food trucks, but I don't think I've ever bought food from a food truck.
I think you should go to one and say it's research for your
Yeah,
story.
I think that's a really great idea.
Hmm. Okay. So we do have a next topic. And as always, if y'all have questions for Rachel, feel free to ask them because I'm pretty sure we can fit them in. So our next question, I was going to make it a game, but this isn't really a game. It's just a chance to brag about yourself. Like start listing parts of your nano project that you're proud of. It can be about your story or even something about you. Like, did you learn anything about yourself as a writer? It's all about celebrating yourself.
I love that. This is something I always advocate that writers do. It's like so good to reflect on things that, are working or that you like about your work.
Hmm. I'm trying to think.
hmm I mean, it's hard. I think sometimes it's tough, like especially when you're so close to it. Like for example, like this month, I'm just like shocked that I like managed to write 50,000 words in a month. Like that's one
Yeah,
thing that I'm
honestly.
yeah, I'm really proud of in terms of like the whole project just to see like I think my personal best was probably 30,000 and that probably happened in maybe 5-6 years ago. So it's
Mhm.
just great to see like that I could, still do it. Um but even just like to focus on the project even if I hadn't hit the word count, I think just being able to like, oh, let me write, almost every day or let me spend so and so time dedicating, I think that just was great.
Hmm. Yeah, I think like for me, it's also like I was able to like fit like writing into like my routine, which
Mhm.
isn't really something like I really did before. I guess that sounds kind of bad, but like I was so bad at like writing consistently. I would just be like, okay, I'm gonna write the story in like one day and that's it. It's not a consistent thing.
Yeah.
But this one got me like writing like almost every day, just a little bit. And I'm like, oh, this is something I can do. And it's
Mhm.
pretty cool.
Yeah, I think that is a really big accomplishment, to be honest. I also usually just kind of fit writing in whenever it works, but to like kind of consciously do it, I think I might have only missed like 3 or 4 days out of a
Yeah.
month. That was like, wow, I can't believe I was able to do that. I was really proud of myself.
I do want to read some of these because I think
Mhm.
it's pretty Okay, so Lindsay was like, I started the month with nothing but my plot twists, and now I have rich characters, settings, and complex motivations. Oh, you should be proud of that. That's great. You like
That's awesome.
literally started with like a seed, an idea, and now you have like everything.
That's so exciting. Just like 30 days ago, like you didn't have that. And now here it all is. Like, wow, that's amazing.
Hmm. Cosmic Kitty says, I had fun developing the world and characters. This time I managed to win, which makes me happy. Yeah, good job. Kate says, I'm proud that I got back into writing for after many years. Joined the Dabble Novel Writing Challenge and joined Nano. Completed Nano. Yeah, I'm kind of okay, not like completely the same, but like I haven't done Nano since like when I was in like college. I did not do Nano at all because I was like too busy. But I like this was my first year like out of college and I'm like went ahead like did Nano and I'm like, well, I miss doing this. How did I do this as a teenager though? I don't know because where did I find the time back then? Um, Banana Feast says, I think I'm most proud of fleshing out my characters, making them more human. I say that a lot too. Y'all just fleshing out your characters. Um, and also a lot of y'all just getting back into writing.
Mhm.
And that's pretty great.
I think that's such
Uh,
a magical thing about Nano, like how people can sort of return back to something that they really love and spend
mhm,
more time on it, which is so nice.
mhm. Yeah. Oh, Ellen has an interesting one. So they have a series, the MC that inspired the story. So they're in book 8, and the MC can finally like is born into the story, and they're proud of that happening. I'm like, well, you had to plan like a whole like saga for that to happen.
Wow. That's so cool. That must have been so exciting to finally get to that moment. I can imagine.
Uh, I'm glad everyone's so happy, and a lot of like first time wins too. Um, this was my first time winning, and honestly, I have to say like partial of it was because I was writing the virtual write-ins because I'm like, okay, I can't show up to the write-in and say I didn't write anything. So yay for community pressure or being around community.
No, it could definitely help. I think keeping up with the Nano community and like even my community on my channel, like that
Mhm.
was so helpful, like in terms of staying accountable, especially since I'm in my last year of university. So I was so busy. Like,
Oh God.
so managing to fit it, like I was like, I still really want to do this. It was very motivating, I think, to have other people. Mhm.
And I know you like blog your process. Do you think that like helps you like keep on track?
Definitely. Yeah, that helps a lot with the consistent vlogs. Being able to talk, like, because when you're doing a vlog, you're just talking to yourself essentially
Mhm.
before you put it on the internet. So it's even great to just kind of reflect and be like, what did like my writing session, like what happened? How did I feel about it? That kind of stuff really helps. I think even like journaling could help with that too. Mhm.
Journaling would be a good one. I know for me, I just write like comments on my Google Doc, and I'm just like, I didn't like that last thing, but it's okay. We can deal with that later.
I love that. I love that. Like you're just able to like leave a little note and then just come back after. I think that's something that I also learned in Nano. I'm like, okay, whatever. If it's not perfect, it's fine. Nothing bad's gonna happen.
Yeah. And I think like writing that down does help a lot with like your inner like editor because you like acknowledge that, yeah, I don't like this part, but I can keep going.
Exactly. Right. Something I was doing, I was just pretending that I liked it. I was like, if I had written it well, like I'm just gonna continue in that mindset.
This sounds like therapy for writing.
I mean, it's especially for like a big challenge like Nano. I think like
Yeah.
learning those skills is so important. And then that's something that I'm going to take with me like after this point.
Yeah. Hmm. Okay, I did want to read a few more that I saw. Duh, 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 duh. Oh, CB394 says, I've done now every year since 2012. I've never lost in November. That's like
Wow.
what, 10 years ago? Oh man, I was young.
That's amazing. That is a huge accomplishment.
Hmm. Duh, duh, duh. Uh, duh, duh. Liz did ask everyone, did anyone take inspiration from their favorite books? Um, I didn't specifically, but I would be like reading a book to like remember what prose is supposed to sound like. And I think I like copy that like subconsciously, but I don't think I was like intentionally inspired by
Mhm.
anything really.
Mhm.
I
Yeah, I
usually,
think literary godparents are great to
mhm,
have, I think, when you're writing. This month, like if I needed like a little boost, like you were saying, like to remember how like sentences are supposed to function, reading like a book I really loved helped, or just even like a poem, because I also write and read poetry. Just like seeing what language
mhm.
can do is like exciting. Mhm.
Yeah, I think I just forget words a lot.
I think a lot of writers do, which is kind of funny, but I think it's normal.
Yeah, we can be editors later. I think that
Mhm.
helps, guys. Like, think about like what the job of a writer is and what an editor is, because they both do very different things.
Exactly.
Don't mix them up, guys. You can keep writing and edit later.
Mhm.
Okay, so we have one more prompt, and we can do a little longer with this one. So we'll go for like, um, let's see, 10 minutes? Yeah, or wait, 12 minutes actually. Yeah, we can do 12 minutes. So we'll do 12 minutes of there's a surprise party for your protagonist. Who planned it? What's your protagonist's reaction? Any fun gifts or snacks to consume? And of course, if you're not doing like, if you don't need this prompt, it's okay. You can keep going. So we'll write until 28 about. Okay, you'll have a few seconds left to wrap it up. Put your word count in or what you write. And there we go. Come back to us. So how's that editing going?
It went well. I finished like reading through the draft and sort of adding little things. It's kind of one of those stories where I think I'm gonna need like 40 million drafts because there's just like little changes. So I decided to jump into my Nano project because it is a party, and while it's not like a positive party, there is a surprise. So I thought it would fit very well with the prompt. I managed to write like I think 300-ish words
Ooh.
after I kind of jumped off of the story. The story I was writing is quite short, so I went through the rest of it pretty quickly. But yeah, I'm really excited to see where the rest of the scene goes now because it really does like emphasize the surprise and surprise party.
Oh man, I'm so curious about this now. Like a negative surprise. Oh, man.
We're at the end of the book. It's gonna get dramatic.
For me, I did write a surprise party, and I'm like, the more I think about it, I'm like, this actually kind of works well as like an ending scene for like my Nano project, which I didn't like really have like set in stone. So I'm like, oh, maybe I'll use this later.
Oh, that's so cool. That's so exciting when you kind of figure out what the ending could be. It's like you can work up to it, which is fun.
And things. Some people are pretty successful in writing. That's great. And let's see. I'm surprised so many people like actually had like party scenes planned because
Yeah.
I didn't have one planned.
Parties are fun. I've also found them kind of difficult because like there's so much to like write, you know, with the party,
Yeah.
like the decorations and the people. I'm like, I'm overwhelmed, but it's also fun.
Kind of look a little bit. But I'm glad people found these write-ins useful, especially since this is our last one. But I'm glad we could end it in a pretty great way.
Mhm.
Hmm. So yeah, we've reached about our time. And as I said, this is our last write-in. Don't worry, we'll have them next year. Last year, of course we had them last year, but next year we'll get right back into write-ins with other staff members. But thank you for coming, Rachel. It's great for you to just take some time out of your day and come meet with the Nano community.
Yeah, I had a really great time. Thank you for inviting me. And for everyone who was sharing their experiences in the chat. There's like a lot of solidarity. So I've had a lot of fun.
Yeah. So thank you guys for making this season a pretty great season. And but yeah, thank y'all. And we're also again proud of you for writing this month. And I hope you take some time in the summer to just celebrate yourself and also just take like a break for like a second. You don't have to write every single day, like especially if it like affects your health. You can rest. It's fine. So yeah, thank you guys, and we'll see y'all next time next year.